I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to deepen and strengthen the relationships that you have in your life, whether this be friendships, family members, significant others. I know that these 4 steps have really helped me in my life, so I hope that they can help you as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So my first tip in how to strengthen and deepen the relationships in your life is to be an active listener. This is huge. So for example, if someone is coming to you and confiding in you about a situation that they're having, maybe this is a best friend of yours, by listening to them, just hearing them out without interrupting, without putting judgment on the situation, if you can just sit there and support this individual by listening to them express their entire truth, get into that personal state of flow where they're telling the story from beginning to end, or they're expressing something that they need to get out from beginning to end without you interrupting, that is one of the most supportive things that you can ever do for someone, because there's something that's inside of them that so desperately wants to come out. And when you can actively listen to them, oftentimes you can pick up on what might be the best advice for them, and not necessarily a biased opinion, but just an observation that you're making, which is something that often comes from your intuition. And that can help friends or your significant others in the future to better guide them and to better support them as a friend. So active listening, it's big. Wait until the individual that you're in front of, that you're offering that safe space in front of, has completely finished their sentence before you decide to butt in. Now the next tip I have is to be vulnerable. Vulnerability builds an amazing connection with others. We're all somewhat starved for authenticity in this life, right? We are all just looking to have deeper connections with people. Number one way that we connect is when we are vulnerable with others, is when we share all the different sides of us with others. We share our feelings, really our emotions. We express that, whether we're talking about it in the past or how we are worried we might feel in the future, or if it's the present moment and you're venting and you might be having emotions all over your face. Vulnerability in relationships is what deepens and strengthens it, because it's about taking steps together. If you are vulnerable with someone, they'll feel a safe space to be vulnerable with you, and you can continue to walk down that path together and you can share. It allows us to all feel even more connected. It allows us to feel okay with feeling exactly how we're feeling, whether that be a happy emotion, a sad emotion, unpleasant, pleasant. When we can share that and feel like it's shared in a safe space, we can then deepen and strengthen our relationships. So I encourage you to open up to your friends a little bit more. Give them the opportunity to share with you in that safe space. And I know that this is going to be very rewarding for you. Now the next tip that I have is to empower your friends. This is very important that you do not misinterpret this as let's talk bad about someone else that we both don't like to make ourselves feel better. It's not about gaining power in that way. It's about empowering the people in your life to make better decisions for themselves by asking them questions like, what do you really want? What is serving you? What are you tolerating in your life? When you can ask these types of questions, these thought-provoking, deep questions, you are then empowering the individual in front of you to come to their own powerful conclusions. And when they come to their own conclusions, they feel inspired and motivated. And that's exactly the space that you want to allow your friends to feel around you, is that it's safe for them to come to you looking for some type of advice. But if you're willing to offer them the empowering questions or the empowering support that they need to come to their own conclusions, you are offering them the most safest space for support. Now, the last and final tip that I have is to ask your friends, significant others, family members, how you can better support their happiness. Happiness is something that comes from within, which I've always preached on this channel. It is truly something that comes from within. I read a quote the other day and it was, happiness is how you feel when you're alone. So how you feel about yourself when you're by yourself can be a good gauge to see how happy you are. If you're content with sitting with yourself and recognizing that you have so much to be grateful for in this life, if you're feeling happy, if you're feeling abundant, this is truly powerful, because when you're alone and you can feel that way, you know that you've lived an authentic life this far. You've made choices that are positive to you, that are from your best intentions, your truest intentions of self. By asking those people around you how you can better support their happiness, lets them know that you want them to be happy. You want to support them in their happiness. And maybe supporting them in their happiness is giving them a call after they have a big test to see how they've done, or showing up for them at a certain event that they would like to see you at. Supporting happiness is supporting your friends. And if you truly have the best intentions, you want everyone around you who's going to surround you to be happy, because that energy is going to radiate off of them and you're gonna feel that as well. You know who radiates sunshine and who doesn't radiate sunshine. So if you're going to choose to surround yourself with X amount of people, it's in your best interest as well to ask them how you can support them being more positive, more happy, best supporting them in their journeys. And you never know what you could get as an answer from someone. Maybe you have a friend that you only text, when really, to better support their happiness, they want to have a phone conversation with you. Or likewise, if you're starting to date someone and maybe you're just sending text messages and they're like, you know what, I'm actually not a texter. I actually love to get on the phone, or I'd love to just grab coffee. You never know how you can better support someone's happiness if you don't ask. And with that, I hope that you all choose to strengthen or deepen a relationship today, because they enrich our lives. All different types of relationships, they enrich our lives. They give us new perspectives, new lessons. Sending you a big hug and thank you for being my friend and supporting the channel. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.